This is the Randi Rhodes Show on 960 KNEW and online at 960KNEW.com.
Conventional wisdom says it's time to move on with BS News for this Friday, the 7th of September 2012, and away we go. Dateline, Carolina on my mind. At the Democratic Convention, bad weather forced President Obama to move his acceptance speech from a 74,000-seat outdoor stadium to an arena indoor with only 15,000 seats. At least that guaranteed there would be no Clint Eastwood-like incident, if only because there wasn't a single empty chair in the place. Preliminary TV ratings for the DNC coverage are in, and Fox News rated dead last. Seems there's a lot of Fox viewers who don't watch Fox coverage of the Democrats. Pundits are calling those viewers low misinformation voters. Dateline, cunning linguists. Linguistic analysis shows that First Lady Michelle Obama's convention speech reads at a 12th grade level, while Ann Romney's convention speech reads at just a 5th grade level. The good news is they pretty much both nailed their target audience. A little advice to all the 5th graders out there: if you want to graduate to 6th grade, don't give a show and tell that includes you yelling, "I love you, women!" Dateline, blackmailers are people, my friend. Someone is claiming they stole copies of Mitt Romney's tax returns and want $1 million not to release them. Authorities don't think the blackmailer has actually seen the tax returns, because if they had, they would have used Mitt's methods to make sure that the ransom is completely tax-free. Finally, Dateline by Purr. Researchers are studying a cat named Venus, whose face is 2 different colors, split right down the middle. Scientists say Venus's two-faced condition is rare among cats, but relatively common for Republican presidential candidates.
I know.
I know. Enough of this. We're closing in on highball o'clock. BS News for Friday. Have a great weekend.
You have a great weekend, Doug. Oh, my God. He's like, we're talking to each other. Oh, that's creepy. Yeah. So listen, here was the thing. What I know that there are a lot of people go, if he would have said this, our convention was so well-rounded and so in your face, and there were so many garbage can beatings. The thing is, you don't want a true president, a real president, to come off like that. You don't want, I know that the base of the Democratic Party, the liberals, aren't ever happy. The whiny ones, they always want this or that or that or this and this and that. And why didn't he? And when will he? And what about Hillary as a vice president? As if we're not winning. If President Obama has your vote, then he's succeeded last night. Period. End of story. I will say, though, that the convention was so smart in the way that it, relied on ordinary people, the way that it relied on statesmen that we happen to have in our party, people like Ted Kennedy who have legislative records that benefited more Americans over the course of his 30 years, 40 years as a legislator, that we were just, in awe of when we saw all the things from Head Start to this healthcare reform. His entire life has been about making America a better, more efficient, more compassionate, more fair, level place where everybody gets a equal, or somewhat equal starting line, more equal, let's say. We're not there. So, we looked at that. We saw John Kerry. If John Kerry would have showed up like that in 2004, we never would have had 8 years of Bush. I will say that. But John Kerry was amazing last night, and he's probably been saving that since 2004. And poor John Kerry, he must wake up every stinking morning and say, especially when the Iraq war started and then, Afghanistan, of course, but then the Iraq war started and the bombing and the lying. He probably just sat there and went, I lost to this guy. Every single day he probably had to sit there and go, I lost to this guy,